and welcome back to Retro Racing for Season 2, Race 6 here at the Nürburgring 24-hour circuit, the classic Nordschleife. There are the championship standings. Mandalorian has an 8-point gap over his teammate Lex, and RJ Cool is not too far behind in the Benetton. So let's get straight into them qualifying positions. AFC Gooner takes pole position, Flapjack P2, Lex P3, Tyrone P4, Mandalorian P5, Solo P6, Steve F1 P7, RJ Cool P8, Sean P9, Jules P10, Dave Simo P11, JC P12, and rounding out the back is Stephen in P13. Time to hand over to James Shaw and Justin Dix. Fucking hell, I can't wait for this race. It's going to be absolutely crazy. What an absolutely amazing track we're about to be going around. We've got 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, and the lights are out, and AFC Gooner from pole gets a brilliant start. Flapjack in the Williams absolutely cocks up off the line. Tyrone takes their position as they head down towards turn 1. Solo in the second Williams on the outside. Mandalorian snatches in front there, and Tyrone's just been absolutely bogged down. Now here comes Solo. He's been overtaken by his teammate Flapjack. There he is. He's back into P4. So Flapjack really gonna have to try and fight his way back into this one. And but he's definitely shown a hell of a lot of pace during practice. There is his teammate Solo. There is Steve F1 in P7, just heading down the bottom end of the GP circuit. Oh no, Solo's just got off the circuit. He's just got his car absolutely filthy, full of gravel. Just comes back on the right in front of one of the Saubers there. But here we go. There are the 2 McLarens, Lex in P2 and his teammate Mandalorian right behind him. These 2 are the ones that are currently fighting it out tooth and nail for the championship. So Lex today, he really needs to take a few more points out of Mandalorian. And this is the circuit where, you know, if Mandalorian's going to have a bad day, Lex will be hoping it's today, because this is the circuit where you can lose lots of time just from a slight error. Oh, Solo up the inside there of Jules. On JC makes his way through as well, Jeb. Yeah, he does. Yeah, there is AFC Gooner, the race leader, Lex P2, Mando P3, and Flapjack right behind him there in the Williams. Flapjack is definitely trying to pile the pressure on, and he has looked the fastest guy in practice. AFC Gooner snatching pole position, and I'm pretty sure that will have put Flapjack off at the start of this race, but right now he's all over the back end of Mandalorian. Can he go to the left? No, Mandalorian blocks it. He's going to go up the right hand side. Here we go, side by side, running up the hill. I think Flapjack's going to have this. Oh, slight little tap there. Nothing on toward there, but Flapjack's going to have to rethink and re-attack. And there is Steve F1 trying to hunt down Tyrone in the Sauber. Steve F1 has shown he's definitely got a fair bit of skill around this circuit. He's right behind Tyrone there in the Sauber. And but I've got to say, RJ Cool is in P7, running just behind his teammate. But yeah, Flapjack once again really just showing the pace he's got. He's had that moment earlier on, and he's already trying to re-attack Mandalorian here, Justin. Back in hill. He's just got to try and wait for a mistake, and there's one. Mandalorian ran slightly wide there. Can he try and get in their slipstream? And but this circuit's just so narrow in certain parts of the circuit. It can be. This is a move. Oh, nice move there. Nice clean move up the inside of Mandalorian. Mandalorian could tell that position was up for grabs. And right now Lex will be thinking, if I can just get him in the lead of the race, and Mandalorian has a poor day, I can definitely take a huge chunk out of him in the championship. But right now he is Steve F1 running behind. Oh no, Tyrone runs wide. He slaps into the barrier. But Solo and RJ Cool right behind Steve F1. Very, very close indeed. But Tyrone managed to collect the car, and luckily for him, he didn't end up absolutely smashing it into the barrier. But here is RJ Cool right now, trying to hunt down Steve F1, his teammate. There he is. But We're about probably about 1/3 around this circuit, and it's looking to be, from our calculations, I think this is going to be a 6-lap race, so definitely anything. Oh no, Solo runs wide there. I think he was trying to make a move, but realised he's run out of tarmac, so but yeah, there is the race leader, AFC Gunner. Absolutely astounding pole position, and he's doing very well to hang on to this. Lex just sat in that slipstream trying to hang in there, and Flapjack, after overtaking Mandalorian, he's I think he's definitely going to have the bit between his teeth to try and hunt down the front two there. I think Mandalorian just slightly run wide. That's going to give Flapjack an opportunity to pull away, but there is Lex, still very, very close behind AC Gunner in the lead. And oh my God, Jack, this, what do you think's going through a driver's mind driving around this circuit, Jack? Well, I don't know, Justin, but what I do know is I think it's all down to memory. Can you remember every single corner on this track? Every single gear, every single braking point, and try and memorise it as best you can, and then put it into practice. One slight little error, braking ever so slightly too late, and you can absolutely end up spinning round and losing heaps and heaps of time. So even though there's guys that are pulling out a very, very sizable gap over the guys in the midfield who, well, we're currently looking at Solo running behind RJ Cole, and these are already probably over 10 seconds behind the race leader. But yeah, one little slight off from pushing a bit too hard, and yeah, you can very quickly find yourself at the back of the pack, as Solo is definitely moving that Williams from left to right, trying to put RJ Cool off in the mirrors, but oh, I think he's running slightly wide. Oh no, oh, Solo's just binned it. Can he hit? Oh, that, I've got to say, that was brilliant car control. Either that or he is one hell of a lucky bastard there to keep going in the correct direction, as Lex still tries to hang on to the back of AFC Gunner running in the lead. There is Flapjack as they're about to head onto the back straight, and this is the part of the circuit where if drivers have set the cars up for the amount of downforce you need to get around this circuit, they're going to be hurting right now, but Lex is definitely getting in that slipstream of AFC Gunner. But yeah, is this straight long enough? I do not think so. I think Lex is still running a fair bit of downforce, which is why he was not able to really close in too much, but still, here we go. Ah, fucking hell. So which anybody gonna try and fall into the pit lane now? The top two don't, Flapjack doesn't, and Mandalorian is unfortunately down that straight, really lost out to RJ Cool. Coming under pressure now from Taro in P6, running through the final corner onto the start-finish straight now, and rejoining onto the GP circuit. But oh, we got Solo. He's the first driver into the pit lane. I think Jules has gone in there as well. So straight away after one lap, he's burnt through his tyres. That is not going to be a great output, but at the same time, you can definitely close in a lot of time with some brand new tyres. So it may be worth the risk, you know, taking the punishment now of a few seconds in the pit lane, if it's going to gain you a few seconds trying to hunt the guys down in front who've not pitted. So Taro running in P6 behind RJ Cool. Yeah, I've got to say the field is quite spread, as you would expect around a long circuit like this. But hopefully the drivers near the end of the race will be bunched up again, and there will be plenty of action. But right now it looks very, very spread out. The only guys that are very close. Oh no, Stephen won't be close going. I think he forgot which way the circuit went there, Jack. Yeah, it did look like it, didn't it? It was going off to the left through the Schumacher S, as he's really, really trying to hunt down Tyrone and JC, and there is Lex, and he's got Flapjack really, really hunting him down now. This is what we need, a little bit of action to really spice things up. So yeah, Flapjack were able to get past Mandalorian on the previous lap. He's caught the back of Lex, and Now let's see which part of the circuit Flapjack is stronger than Lex, if at all. And I think AFC Gooner's had a slight mistake there, because both drivers are really hunting him down now. Backing in, so AFC Gooner, yeah, coming under pressure from Lex, and Lex is getting very, very close. AFC Gooner going to have to make that Lotus as wide as he can now, as he's got Lex all over the back of him. Flapjack absolutely breathing down both of the necks. And yeah, these definitely are drivers that are going above and beyond today, because I mean, this is just not only a complicated circuit to drive on your own, when you've got people right up your arse sniffing around. It's never a pleasant experience unless you know, it's Claire Williams. But here we go. There is AFC Gooner. She's I mean, it's a he. Sorry, AFC Gooner. I hope you're not worried about what chromosomes you got, but here we go. Flapjack all over the back of Lex. Can he try and find a way through? I think this was the corner where he got past Mandalorian, but he's not close enough on this lap. And if anything, Lex is trying to pull away, but Flapjack's still got a hell of a lot of pace, hell of a lot of grip. And even on that starting lap, he did a 7:09. That is absolutely rapid pace. And yeah, Lex, can he try and... I think AFC Gooner at this moment in time is starting to pull away. Lex could be feeling the pressure. And oh, we got the replay, Joe. I think this is Tyrone. Oh no, oh, RJ Cool, I think he braked right in front of him. But oh no, this is Steve F1 coming up behind that incident. And oh no, oh, Ray Stewart's giving Tyrone a warning for blocking. And yeah, I think Tyrone was a bit perplexed there, and unfortunately, through his trying to be polite to the guy that went off the circuit, he ended up blocking the road. Oh no, Lex! Oh, Lex from P2! Oh, the pressure of the championship definitely getting to Lex, but I think we need to have a look at the cars up at the front, because Flapjack is all over the back of AFC Gooner. Oh, we go, side by side for the race lead. This is crazy. And AFC Gooner does not want to give up on this one. Flapjack has won 2 races this season, and AFC Gooner is out to prove a point that he can definitely be seen as a winner. And yeah, but Flapjack absolutely making this race as hard as possible, but Lex will be kicking himself, because he did have a gap over Mandalorian, could have took some chunky points out of him. But unfortunately now I think he's only going to be taking 1 point over Mandalorian. But that incident earlier on with Tyrone, I think the stewards didn't give anything, because I don't think it was Tyrone's 100% his fault. I think the car in front slightly tapped the brakes, and oh my god, this, oh no, oh that's Solo smashed into the back. Oh no, what's he doing? Solo smashed into the back of Steve F1. Oh, and then Steve F1 took out the car in front, which was Tyrone. Oh, that's crazy. And then, oh, there you go. Tyrone gets back on the circuit, and then Solo slams on the brakes again. So that's, oh my god, Solo's racked up -9 points in total. Here we go. There he is. There's Flapjack, but Solo in the other Williams will be kicking himself. Oh, Flapjack around the outside. That is a brilliant move. Absolutely brilliant, Jack. Indeed, but I do not think AFC Gooner is going to give up on this one. Lex is only about 3 seconds behind. Oh no, Flapjack's got off. Flapjack, the race leader, has just took the lead of the race. He just absolutely binned it right in front of AFC Gooner. And here comes Lex. Can Lex get himself in front? Now this is another battle about well, it's I think it's reached boiling point. Flapjack has well, he's definitely at the pace, but that's the first proper big mistake we've seen there from Flapjack. So he's shown that in previous races people have questioned whether he is an alien or if he is human. I think there we've just seen a moment of Flapjack showing that he is actually human. There is Mandalorian sat in 4th place, but he's sat in no man's land right now. And yeah, Lex, can he get in that slipstream of Flapjack right in front of him? I think he is close enough. And also we can see the McLaren boys are getting out into the pit lane with a fresh set of tyres. So that looks like... Oh, and also AFC Guna, the Lotus team are also out with a fresh set of tyres. We're not seeing any activity down in the Williams garage, but right now Lex, I think he's close enough to go for a move, but in a way it might just be better just to sit behind, because if he's going to be pitting, there's no point in taking any risky moves as they run through the final corner to end lap 2. AFC Guna into the pit lane, Flapjack stays out, and Lex also into the pit lane. So here we go. Yeah, AFC Guna is on his way. Lex has got some brand new tyres and he's on his way as well as Flapjack heads down towards turn 2. So yeah, there's only a 4-second, there's only like a 4 or 5 second disadvantage to taking brand new tyres. Oh, Solo getting in absolutely tons of squabbles. He's already got a -9 point penalty added to his name, so he's definitely going to have to watch it. One more penalty point and he will be given a race ban, I believe, because if you reach more than 10 penalty points in a race, that is an instant race ban, and well, that's just something that we do not want to see, as RJ Cole is really closing in on Solo. No, Solo, this was a replay. Solo getting in front of RJ Cole. So yeah, he's had a few misadventures on that lap, but managed to take one position at least. And yeah, there is Mandalorian. I think he pitted as well for a brand new set of tyres. So there's a decent gap between the front 4. And this is Steve F1 sat behind JC in Sauber. And yeah, JC, I've got to say, JC, we've usually seen JC near the back end of the circuit, but this is one of his personal favourites, this circuit. So JC, by staying out a little bit longer, trying to set them tyres longer, he's definitely putting himself in the shop window to say, you know, yeah, I might usually be a backmarker, but I'm going to show you that this is a circuit that I like. But unfortunately, Steve F1 makes his way through. Can Tyrone fight back? No. Sorry, can JC fight back? No, he can't. Tyrone really closing in now on his teammate, and I'm pretty sure he will be wanting to dispose of JC. But JC has told us this week this circuit is one of his favourites, so definitely he will be one to watch throughout this race. And there you can see, managed, even though Steve F1's got in front of him, JC still able to carry a hell of a lot of speed through certain corners. Fucking hell, but you know, even though it's one of his favourite circuits, he's just done a 7:32, and you know, 2 7-minute 32s, but the leaders are right up there. They're doing 7:06 and 7:07. So yeah, I think he's definitely dropping back at about 1 minute every 2 laps. So this is crazy. But there is JC. He's got his teammate now, Tyrone, on fresh tyres along with Solo right behind him. I think JC's going to have to try and absolutely fight tooth and nail, but let's just hope the team orders do not come into this, as Tyrone is really closing in now. He's had a few incidents this season as Tyrone, but hopefully he's learned from them, and he just had an incident on the previous lap behind the Benetton, and slapping tickle into the back of him. But unfortunately, I do not believe that was 100% his fault. But here we go. We got Steve F1, JC, Tyrone and Solo all fighting it out now. This is a 4-car battle, and Steve F1 needs to try and pull away if he wants to try and fight down Mandalorian. But Mandalorian is about 20 seconds in front of Steve F1. So that's a huge gap. And there you can see on the track map, there's a fair gap to the front 4. But Steve F1 is a driver that will not give up, as JC. Oh, JC runs slightly deep there. This could definitely give Tyrone a look. No, Tyrone's trying to cover off his mirrors because Solo's trying to fill them up in that Williams. But here we go. Steve F1 has started to pull away, so the pressure now falls to JC. He's got Tyrone right behind him. This is crucial pivotal points in the championship for JC, you know, to try and bag some big points and definitely show everybody what he's made of. But right now there is Tyrone. Oh no, there's been a collision. Oh no, I can't believe it. But oh no, JC, that is devastating. We need to have a look at the replay to see if that was Tyrone's fault or if JC was already going off. But yeah, let's have a look. This is on board with Tyrone. Running through. Oh, JC got there. They couldn't. Oh, once again, I don't think that was Tyrone's fault because he was just a bit too close. But JC had already lost it there. And yeah, there's no way on earth you can blame Tyrone for that one. Because it was, I think the incident all came from JC just losing absolute control of his car. But here we go. This is the battle for the leader of the race. Flapjack has been caught up. Oh no! Oh no! AFC Gunner gone off the circuit there. He's just caught the back of Flapjack. And maybe a bit premature there. But here comes Lex. Oh, Lex goes up the inside. Lex up the inside. That's a brilliant opportunistic move there from Lex, but Flapjack has just been let off the leash. But yeah, AFC Gunner absolutely showing his intent, able to catch Flapjack on brand new tyres, but right now he'll be absolutely kicking himself. He needs to try and re-engage and re-attack now because Flapjack is starting to pull away. There is Mandalorian P4, there is Steve F1, he's still about 20 seconds behind Mandalorian. There is Solo, now running in P6, and there is Steven in the Ferrari running in P8. There is RJ Cool, and here we go. So this is the battle now. Can Lex and AFC Gunner once again start to hunt down Flapjack in the lead of the race? But it's definitely going to be one of these races where one slight mistake, one little error can absolutely turn this championship on its head. Lex today really needs to try and win or take as many points as he can over Mandalorian. I think he really needs Mandalorian to have a really scruffy race and fall down, and because it's about an 8-point gap in the championship right now. Lex would take another 2 points out of Mandalorian, so that would bring the championship fight down to 6 points in the championship. And there we can see that's the gap that Flapjack's got over Lex. Lex still got AFC Gunner right behind him. So here we go. Can AFC Gunner get in their slipstream, Jack? I do think so, yeah. AFC Gunner carrying a hell of a lot of speed. He's definitely set his car up for a more straight line setup, and he breezes there past Lex, so that is crucial. Lex, once he gets back in that slipstream though, Lex is definitely quick. But AFC Gunner gets himself in front, and that is just purely down to straight line speed and a bit of slipstream. Flapjack into the pit lane, so Flapjack making this race a one stop, just showing everybody why he is the master of looking after tyres as he exits the pit lane. AFC Gunner takes the leader of the race. Lex tries to fight it round the outside, and there you go, there is Flapjack out of the pit lane, right behind these two on brand new tyres. So is Flapjack definitely going to be going to the end of 3 more laps remaining of this race as we're at the halfway point. Lex in P2, AFC Gunner in the lead of the race. This is just one of our battles where anything can happen. The guys, AFC Gunner and Lex, both going for a 2-stop, and Flapjack doing the 1-stop. But right now, Flapjack looks like he's in the pound seat, because if he can get past these two on this lap, he's going to be absolutely laughing. He already makes his way past Lex. That is not great for Lex in the championship. Lex really needs to try and get himself in front of these two, but right now Flapjack is leaving him for dead. Look at the pace that Flapjack's got in that Williams. Now Flapjack needs to try and hunt down AFC Gunner in the lead here, Justin. Fucking hell. But this is a crucial points in the championship. Ken Mandalorian, there he is. I think he'll be quite content to just sit there in 4th place. He's got a nice healthy gap to Steve F1 in P5. Just try and just bring this one home and hope to God that Lex does not win the race. But there is RJ Cool. Jules leaving the pit lane as well. And these guys are quite spread out. But for the leader of the race, this is crazy. Flapjack really hunting down AFC Gunner here, James. Yeah, already AFC Gunner coming under pressure. We're only at the start of lap 4. AFC Gunner still needs to try and, if he wants to win a race, this is probably another brilliant opportunity, but AFC Gunner is committed to a 2-stop, so them tyres will not get to the end of the race from here. He needs to pit at the end of this lap if he wants to try and fight Flapjack for the lead of the race. We've seen AFC Gunner hunt down Flapjack on brand new tyres before, but AFC Gooner is going to have to make that load very wide. Well, Flapjack side by side. Flapjack takes the lead of the race there with superior straight line speed. AFC Gooner will be kicking himself once again, not making that Lotus as wide as he should have done. But Flapjack in the lead of the race with 24 minutes on the clock. There's only 15 minutes left. They'll probably go a little bit longer than the usual 40 minutes because of the length of the circuit. And yeah, AFC Gooner just needs to sit in Flapjack's slipstream, let him pull him round. Oh no! Oh, that was a brilliant save there from AFC Gooner. I thought he was heading off to the scene of the accident, but managed to catch it. But right now, AFC Gooner just needs to sit in Flapjack's slipstream, let Flapjack do all the hard work, just let him suck him round the circuit, and then pit, and then try and hunt him down with the final 2 laps left of this race. But there is Lex sat in P3, and yeah, these guys have got a nice healthy gap over Mandalorian in P4. I think he's about 15 seconds behind these guys now, and Mandalorian very much in no man's land, as you can see on the top right hand corner, to Steve F1. I think he's got about a 20-second lead now as Mandalorian over Steve F1. AFC Gooner in P2 running slightly wide there through the chicane or the hairpin as Flapjack heads down the hill. This is the lowest point of the circuit, and then once again they start to rise up. And yeah, it doesn't look like a very steep circuit, but there's a hell of a lot of elevation change around this circuit. As Steve F1, there he is, he's got Tyrone just about 10 seconds behind him. He's got Steven in a battle with Tyrone and Solo. Solo, once again, needs to be very, very careful and cautious when it comes to moves, because he cannot make another mistake or there will be a race ban on the cars here, Justin. Ah, fucking hell, here we go. So Solo all over the back of Steven, and Steven trying to find the way past Tyrone. Now Tyrone's pulled away a bit. Steven coming under pressure from Solo. Solo up the inside. Oh, that was so close. And Steven turns in with conviction there, because he knew he was in front, and Solo definitely tried to put Steven off in the mirrors, but somebody needs to tell Solo to really watch himself. He cannot make another mistake, because it will be disaster for him. But here we go. There is Steven, and yes, running right behind Tyrone. But Solo is definitely a man who's got a lot of pace, and he just needs to keep his temper. Do not make a mistake, as Steven ran wide to leave enough room there in case Solo lost it. But this is just absolutely crazy. One of the best circuits on the calendar. Probably not the best circuit in terms of action, but definitely one hell of a challenge for these guys. And Steve F1, he is he's definitely set in no man's land. Here is the battle for P6, 7 and 8. Tyrone's Steven and Solo Jam. Yeah, Steven, can he try and find a way past Tyrone? Under braking into the hairpin. Oh, a slight little tap there at the rear end. Steven, can he get the power down now? Yes, he can. Oh, Tyrone will be devastated there. He's just been out-tractioned out of the hairpin into the carousel as the head. This is the halfway point around this circuit, so there's still another 2 laps remaining after this one. I'm pretty sure most of the drivers will be getting very, very tired by this point, because it's not only a physical battle with the steering wheel, but it's also a mental battle. I think Solo has been off the circuit, and yeah, I think he's just trying to regain his thoughts. But this is one of the most hard mental battles for any driver. And there is a brand new driver. That is Dave Ismo, or Dave Simo, as I should say. Yeah, brand new driver to the league, and yeah, I think he's really jumped in the deep end in that Renault. And there is Flapjack, still got a very, very healthy lead. Oh, there's a replay of Steven running wide. Oh yeah, Tyrone goes through in front of him. So yeah, Tyrone back up into P6. Steven did all that hard work to get in front of Tyrone, and then binned it a few corners later, so Steven will be kicking himself. But yeah, this is definitely one of those circuits where the mental challenge is probably more than the physical, as Flapjack still has a very, very healthy lead over AFC Gooner and Lex, and he will be laughing right now. I think he knows that there's nothing that AFC Gooner or Lex can do to really put him down for this fight for the win, but they can still fight each other tooth and nail for second place, as Lex and AFC Gouda is changing tyres right now. Both teams getting to work. The McLaren will leave the pit lane second as AFC Gouda heads down towards turn 1. There he is. And they've still got a very, very healthy gap over Mandalorian, who's now about 30 seconds behind them. So just shows you how rapid the guys are out in front. I think on lap 2, Mandalorian's had a bit of an issue. He's got a 7-minute 24 lap time. So yeah, he's heading into the pit lane as well. Oh no, Tyrone's binned it. Oh, he's just got himself in front of Steve. Oh, Stephen's gone off as well, I think. Yeah, Stephen's just followed him off in sympathy there. Oh, that is devastating. So I think Solo comes through to snatch both positions off them. Yeah, that's probably the best way to go about it. Wait for everybody else to make a mistake and then pick your way through when they're off the circuit. So that's Solo now up to P6 as Steve F1 is in the pit lane. There is your race leader. He's still got about 10-second gap over AFC Gouda in P2 and Lex in P3 here, Justin. Fucking hell, oh, this is a replay. Oh, side by side. Oh no. Oh, these two getting into all sorts of shenanigans. Oh no, there's been a collision. Stephen and Tyrone. Oh, I think that there's nothing come up on screen as anyone's to blame. I think it's 2 into 1 does not work. And then I think they're both as bad as each other. Both end up flying off the circuit there. But I think the stewards are going to put that down to a racing incident there, because that was just a high speed two cars into one corner does not really work, and one needed to back down and neither of them did. So the stewards there saying that one was a racing incident, but both of them are just absolutely tripping over each other as Stephen Kelly's on Tyrone is pitted for brand new tyres. Second Tyrone, the last 2 laps left to go, and there is RJ Cool in the Benetton. So Flapjack right now looks in a really, really strong position to win this race, and that will be 2 wins on the bounce and his 3rd of the championship. But we cannot count it as there's still, about 1 2/4 of this race left to go. And there he is. There's the race leader, Flapjack. There is AFC Gouda. AFC Gouda, if he wants to win this, he's going to have to absolutely push like mad, absolutely crazy. Lex is going to follow him around, but Lex in the championship, he really needs Mandalorian to have a big mistake and to probably try and crash out of the race. And this is the circuit where if you want to have a big swing in the championship, this is the race where you want to. That if Mandalorian has a crash, it could have massive consequences in the championship. Yeah, it could, Justin, definitely. But Lex is still hanging on to the back of AFC Gouda. AFC Gouda is pushing hard, but he's still not able to really pull the gap in towards Flapjack as AFC Gouda gets the rear end of that Lotus ever so slightly sideways. But we've seen that Lotus has definitely got a straight line setup more compared to the McLaren of Lex there. Lex seems to have his car set up more for the corners, but it just means he's got more downforce. But there we go, Lex still sliding it through the hairpin there, and at this point we're about a quarter way round the track. Lex, can he try and hunt down AFC Gouda? We will find out, as there is Mandalorian. He's just at the highest point and he's heading downhill now, and yeah, it's a steep dive down the circuit. As there is Steve F1 in P5. He's still, I think he's really, really sat in no man's land. There is Solo. He's about 10 seconds behind Steve F1, but he's he's just not able to close in. Stephen, a fair few seconds back in P7, and Tyrone on brand new tyres is behind him, but he's still about 10 seconds behind him, just heading up the hill. And yeah, it's all very spread right now, and I'm pretty sure that Mitch will be annoyed that he was in the fight for this championship, but unfortunately he's had to step away for personal reasons. But he'll definitely be seeing who will be his successor to the champion. So here we go. Lex has really hunted down AFC Gouda. I think AFC Gouda may have had a mistake as Lex is all over the back of him into the carousel. And I'm pretty sure, even though Lex and Mitch were both teammates, I think if Mitch wants anybody to win this championship, I think it will be Lex's old teammate
and Lex is now all over the back of AFC Guna. So can Lex try and do his old teammate proud and try and do bounce for the title? Can try and force Mandalorian into a mistake, as AFC Guna now is starting to pull away, starting to get his head back in the game, starting to pull away from Lex in P3. Yeah, so Flapjack out in the lead is just so quick today. I do not think that either of these two are going to hold a candle to him, because looking at the lap times, AFC Guna has still not pulled in any time on Flapjack on brand new tyres the way he did the first time round. And I think AFC Guna may be a bit too preoccupied with these mirrors filled up by Lex, but here is Steve F1 sat in P5. He's still got Solo right behind him, so it's all very spread out now. So Justin, what have you been up to over the past week, Justin?
Fucking hell, I've been out to see my wife and my kids, and then I went to go see my second wife and their kids, and then they're my kids to my second wife. I called Yoko and John for my two favourite singers, you know. Well, Yoko didn't really sing, but I love John Lennon, and yeah, so Yoko and John, they're a bit annoyed about all this quarantine rubbish, but they're excited, you know, to watch the cars bombing around the Nordschleife. But yeah, they told me, Yoko said she wants Flapjack to win the title. I said, even though he's a bloody fast driver, I think he's going to have to perform miracles if he's going to win the championship, because he missed the first two races. But yeah, there he goes purple again. So that was a cracking lap time from Flapjack. AFC Guna getting all out of shape, and here comes Lex as well. Yeah, Lex all over the back now of AFC Guna, but I will get back to John and Yoko later on. But here we go, Lex, can he take it round the outside? This will be a lovely move. No, AFC Guna brakes very deep there, but he leaves enough room for Lex to survive. Side by side once again. I think Lex is going to have this one. Here we go, as the run down towards a very fast left-hander. AFC Guna slightly in front, and he takes P2. Yeah, well, he manages to hang on to P2, I should say, because Lex really pushing AFC Guna down the road. But yeah, as you were saying, Yoko and John. So Yoko wants Flapjack to win the championship. What about John? What does he want? Fucking hell, I think he wants AFC Guna to win his first race. But it looks like he's slipping out of his hands today. But he told me AFC Guna is one of his favourite drivers. So, but yeah, we will have to wait to find out. He's still not off the cards. If Flapjack makes a big mistake, AFC Guna could be there to pick up the pieces. But here we go, there is Lex in P3. Setting AFC Guna's slipstream. Is run on to the final lap now for these guys. This is lap 6. AFC Guna. Oh no, AFC Guna's run deep! Oh no! Oh, John will be foaming! Along with AFC Guna, Lex takes P2. Oh my god, I cannot believe it yet. John will be devastated, and there is Mandalorian in P4 heading through the Schumacher S, and he's, well, I think he's pitted again, because Steve F1's right behind him. I think, yeah, Mandalorian has a slight run wide there, and Steve F1 is really closing him in here. I think the gap earlier was down out to about 25 seconds. The gap now looks about 10 seconds, so Steve F1 could snatch P4 here from Mandalorian on this last lap if he gets his arse in gear. There is Lex in P2, so the championship could be swaying now towards Lex, but AFC Guna is definitely not going to want to give up on this one. There is Mandalorian just about to start the final lap for himself, knowing that Steve F1's not too far behind. But here we go, AFC Guna's trying to fight back here on the back of Lex. This is the battle still for P2. Absolutely brilliant to say that these guys have been racing for 38 minutes solid, and they're still absolutely nose to tail. These two have definitely got the same pace. Oh, Mandalorian, I think he's been off the circuit. We're hearing from the trackside officials that he's been off the circuit. He's got damage, and this could really sway the championship. Steve F1
really hunting down Mandalorian. I don't think Mandalorian is going to be able to fight this one. No, there goes Steve F1. He's gone straight past him. So, yeah, the championship right now is looking really good for Lex. He could be taking 3 points out of Mandalorian's 8-point advantage. So that'd really bring Lex into play for the championship. Lex just needs to keep himself in front of AFC Gooners. There we can see Steve F1 leading in front of Mandalorian. So he's in P4. Mandalorian now down to P5. So yeah, Steve F1 just a little bit of perseverance and pushing like mad. Mandalorian's made the mistake, and Steve F1 has now found himself on the last lap in front of Mandalorian here, Justin. Fucking hell, here we go. So Steve F1 heading up the hill. Can he try make that Benetton? Oh no! Oh no! He's crashed! I can't believe it! Ah no! Oh, so that left Mandalorian off the leash. So Mandalorian back up into P4 now. So here we go. This is AFC Gunner on the back of Lex. Can AFC Gunner try and hunt Lex down? He's definitely got enough in the straight line, but Lex has definitely got the car that's set up grippy for the corners. So here we go. We're on the final lap now. We've gone over the 40-minute mark, and we've still got about another 5 minutes of this lap to go. And Flapjack's still got an absolutely massive gap over them guys. There he is. I think he's got about 15 seconds in the pocket over Lex. And there is Lex now. He's got AFC Gunner right behind him. AFC Gunner, can he try and find a way through? I do not know. I think he's going to be calculating. Shall I wait for the back straight? Because I've got my car set up for the straight line corners. Just stay as close as I can to the back of Lex and then wait for that straight line and try and blitz past him, as there is Mandalorian in P4. Steve F1 will be kicking himself, sat now back in P5. And, oh my god, my kids will be absolutely, they'll be on the edge of their seat. But this has definitely not been a race for the ages, but it's definitely, oh no, oh, Lex got a little bit held up there from the new driver, the Renault, Dave. And yeah, this is really going to bring AFC Gunner into this fight, as Dave in the Renault has been lapped. And here we go, there is Lex. Can he try and make that McLaren as wide as possible now, Jack? Well, he'll definitely give it his best shot. This, you know, he needs to keep himself in P2 if he really wants to take a massive chunk out of Mandalorian. It'll only be 2 points, but every point counts in this championship. AFC Gunner, as we know, throughout this race, is not looked the strongest through the corners, but he's definitely looked very, very strong in a straight line as he seems to pull himself in. Do not run wide. Look at how many corners you've got to remember. Left, right, and yeah, one little mistake and it could be curtains, as Lex is definitely pushing that McLaren as hard as he can. And Flapjack, I think he's going to be heading on to the back straight already as we're nearing the end of the race. Lex still hangs on to P2. He just needs to make sure that he keeps his McLaren in front of AFC Gunner before the finish line to take 2 points out of Mandalorian in P4. So yeah, here we go. We're on to the back straight already. This race has flown by. It's been a little bit longer than the normal races, but it's just because of the length of the circuit. And Lex now trying to break that slipstream. There you can see ever so slightly weaving. He does not want to be weaving when AFC Gunner gets too close, but here we go. AFC Gunner here, Justin. Fucking hell. Oh, Flapjack into the final corner. AFC Gunner. Oh, he's side by side already. Oh, he's passed him. He's already passed. And Flapjack wins the race here for race 6 for Nordschleife. And AFC Gunner still in front. Can he, is he going to make a mistake? No, he keeps it all under control. Where's Lex? Can Lex try and get in the slipstream back over the start finish line? This will be very close. Lex's championship slipping out of his hands. Here we go. Oh, no. Oh, he's only going to be able to take 1 point out of Mandalorian, but AFC Gunner snatches P2 on the last lap. This is a replay here. Look at the straight line speed of that Lotus. Absolutely flying. And he gets a long slide, breeze his best. And Lex just couldn't do anything at this point. He could just only hope for a mistake, but here we go. There is Solo in P6, a Mandalorian yet to cross the line. I think he's just passing the Renault of Dave. just getting himself in front of Dave. So there's Mandalorian in P4. Got enough of a gap not to worry about Steve F1 in P5. But here we go. So there is Mandalorian, and he's really won big today. He's only lost 1 point there to Lex's title rival and teammate as he heads over the line to finish in P4. There is Steve F1. He will be kicking himself. He could have got P4 today, but it's going to be P5. Solo, not too far behind Steve F1, comes away with P6, and it is Stephen Jam. Yeah, Stephen in the Ferrari will be coming away with P7, Tyrone in P8, and Jules and RJ Cull are still finding out. No, RJ Cull's run wide, so that's allowed Jules off the leash. And Jules should be getting himself P9. Stephen comes over the line in P7 in the Ferrari. That's a respectable effort there. The Tifosi will be happy enough with that one. And here comes Tyrone. It's definitely been a struggle today. It's been one of them races where, yeah, the field got spread, and that's not something that we're surprised about at a circuit this long. But yeah, this was the wild card of the championship. One big mistake here from Mandalorian, and Lex could have won big, but luckily for him, the title is not looking to slip away from Mandalorian too soon. Ooh, Jules almost got himself out of shape as RJ Cole really pushing hard, but I think it's going to be to no avail as Jules comes out of the final corner to take P9 as he heads towards the line there. P9, lovely bit of driving there. RJ Cole comes away with P10. But we've got to say, the driver of the day and the race winner was Flapjack. Absolutely, from lights to flag. From lights he had a bit of a poor start, but he clawed his way back and absolutely dominated from that point on. Well, what an absolutely cracking race that was. And let's just have a look at them championship standings now. So yeah, the gap was 8 points difference between Mandalorian and Lex, and it's now down to 7. So Lex, that was probably not the day that he wanted, but at least he took at least he took 1 point out of Mandalorian. And yeah, so there are the championship standings currently. Mandalorian leads the way. Is anybody going to be able to take the fight to him? I think Lex, with only 2 races to go, it's going to be a struggle. So come back next week for race 7, which will be at Spa-Francorchamps, and that always promises to be a cracker. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and goodbye.